What if
Yeah.
your
I thought it was
what if
80.
your nipples are out? Could we charge more?
Wait, why are my nipples out?
Whoa, it's the 15-minute morning show podcast. I'll be right back.
Oh, there he goes. Bye.
Hey!
What if we all did that?
Where's
What if
he
you're all like,
going?
oh,
He has
see you
to
later,
come
bye.
back, right? He has to eventually come back.
Doesn't have to.
No, he doesn't at all.
What's up, Nate?
I do have some questions.
Why is he
About?
ghosting us?
All right, well, Nate, are you going to ask the questions?
Nobody was
Yeah.
prepared for that.
I have 107 deep questions to ask your friends and connect deeply.
Let's do it
So
all.
they involve
I
teddy
love
bears
these
or bananas?
things. Oh, God.
Stop it, Scotty.
Before you ask the deep questions, can I just say the video that I posted of you and Scotty on my Instagram page getting down on that banana got more feedback, I think, than anything that I've posted to a story in a long time.
Wow.
So
Okay.
get your OnlyFans page going.
Before we start the questions, then, how much should we charge for? Okay, so Scotty and I have been planning on doing an OnlyFans page where I feed him a banana or he feeds me a banana, and I think we're going to do this weekly.
Right.
Yeah, I think since it's kind of a novelty,
Yeah.
and people just do it for a goof, I think even like $5 a month is plenty.
Do you think somebody would pay $5 a month to see the?
Yes, because that's
Yeah,
almost
for
nothing.
sure.
Sure.
I just
you're
want to know
only
what
doing
my
it-
cut is going to be since I suggested this to you guys.
No, this
and now
is-
you're doing.
Here we
it
go.
is.
This is
It's
going,
on
Scotty.
recording.
You're the
We have
authoritative.
recorded it where
No.
I mentioned this. Yeah, look, Scotty's about to admit it too.
No. What's our cut from OnlyFans though? How much do we get?
Oh yeah, how much
It's
do they
gone
charge?
down. I think we only get 60%. They take 40%. I think.
That's what fucking Cameo did.
What if
Yeah.
your
I thought it was
what
80.
if your nipples are out? Could we charge more?
Wait, why are my nipples out?
Because mine are big. I have big.
Well,
boobs.
they'd rather see those probably.
Yeah.
Some people might be into that, Scotty.
You have dinner plate nipples?
Yeah, no, not my nipples. I just have moobs now.
I mean, I think if we continue doing this for a long period of time, our nipples will have to make an appearance.
Wait, what am I what am I walking in on about nipples making
Their
an appearance?
OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
They're trying to say I didn't come up with the idea when I did, and it's on tape, which I will find because I'm getting a cut of this.
All right, we'll kick you a quarter a month.
No. Gandhi did originate this idea.
Yeah, but Gandhi's not eating the banana. Like,
It doesn't matter. It's my idea. Just because I don't act in the TV show doesn't mean I don't get a cut.
Yes.
I speak from personal experience. You don't get money for ideas.
Yep. That's
Yes,
right.
you do. You might not get money for ideas, but you got to do better about packaging it and making sure you say things into a microphone.
Well,
Oh,
then
I did.
Think if Gandhi's going to get a cut, then I think you guys need to raise the price a little bit.
right.
Bernie got fucked over by Greg Brady.
Wait, what?
And a certain movie reviewer.
Oh yeah, movie phone. I remember that.
Okay, say his name.
Well, that's what his name is. Why is it a movie reviewer?
Hey, you know what you guys could do? Do your OnlyFans for $5 a month, but then put the nipples behind a paywall, so they have to pay $10 if they want to see it.
Oh, you can do
Yeah,
that.
you can have upgrades.
There
The
you
nipple
go.
paywall.
Yeah,
That's called an in-app purchase.
Thank you,
Yes.
Siri.
or an in-nip.
He's heard from a friend.
We should investigate it and do it soon.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Where are you going?
He's bored. We bored
Okay,
him,
someone
so
needs
he
to
leaves.
write down the exact amount of time he was in the podcast. So like 30 seconds plus 18 seconds.
Then he's going to have to what? Make it up?
Yes,
I was
absolutely.
going to say, why are
That's
we
why Brody
deducting
doesn't
pay?
get paid for ideas.
Right.
Yep, that's
I
why.
was going to say, are we deducting pay? Because none of us get paid for it, so that's not going to work.
What do you mean, Danielle? We all get paid. You don't get paid?
For the podcast?
Yeah, we all
No,
get paid.
we do not.
We
Yeah,
don't
you
make
better
any money off this
renegotiate.
thing.
So full of shit.
How could Danielle be the only person?
You're
not
Don't
so
listen to
full
that.
of shit. Shut up,
Danielle,
Gary.
we get $100 a podcast.
No,
what are you
we
talking
don't.
about?
I was about to jump on Gandhi's lawsuit for the
Hold on.
OnlyFans for suing the podcast after this.
Yeah.
You only get
Danielle,
100?
seriously?
You don't get $100.
Well, because I'm not on the mic on the radio, so I only get 100.
Oh, you only get 100.
You get
okay.
250, right?
Right.
Yeah, right. No,
Oh, this is true.
Hey, why don't we have this thing sponsored? What the hell?
It is
It is
sponsored, but we
sponsored.
don't
It
see the
is,
money
yeah.
from the
We don't see the
sponsors.
money, though.
Oh,
Yeah, we're not sponsored.
They
The
pay us
man
in
gets the
Bitcoin.
money. The man
So,
always
Nick, you
gets the
got
money.
those questions?
I do. I'm glad somebody brought that up. All right, well, we'll start with you, Gandhi.
Oh.
Is
Okay.
falling in love worth it without the happily ever after?
Yeah. Of course.
Why?
I don't. Why is it? I mean, not to totally bring the room down, but I've told you guys before, like my first boyfriend died, and even though he died, I wouldn't have taken back being with him or loving him or having known him. No way. I mean, bad things happen. It doesn't make all the good stuff have not happened. it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I always say, it's better to have loved and lost than never loved at all. That's my
Right,
quote.
Brody came up with that. Mhm.
I wrote that. Yeah, I didn't get paid for it, but it's my idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hi.
Wait.
Are you talking about nipples again?
No.
No, we
We're
moved from
asking
nipples.
deep questions. Do you want to
Yeah,
answer
we
one?
got really deep
yeah,
really quick.
let's get deep.
Okay, Elvis, let's ask you one. Have you gotten closer to the meaning of life in the last 10 years?
Yes.
Explain.
But at the same time, there are now more questions than there used to be.
So what have you learned? What is the meaning of life?
Well, if you want to broad stroke it, it is more of a. I'm finding the more questions I have, the more it makes me think about what life is all about, and I'm not. I don't get nervous not knowing everything. I used to be living in a world in a universe where if I didn't know the answers to everything, as far as what the meaning of life is and blah blah blah, then it would make me nervous. Now I don't. I let that go, and I'm finding that the meaning of life. What was the question?
Exactly.
That's my point.
But isn't it funny though? Like, isn't the meaning of life have its own meaning for each and every person? So when people go, "Hey, can you tell me the meaning of life?" Isn't it just a silly question because it's different for everybody? Correct?
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And it could change from hour to hour.
Oh, of course. But I just find it silly when people are like, "Can you tell me the meaning of life?" Like you're supposed to find the meaning of life, not ask someone that you know.
Well, and also there's an argument to be said for creating the meaning of life.
Right.
Meaning
Right.
life could just be you sitting there breathing and existing, or it can be what you create, and that's life. All right, I've gone deep
put.
enough.
I like it.
Scary Jones,
Yeah.
do you
Let's believe
vote?
again.
It's a yes or no question.
Yes. Yes.
Why or why
Sometimes.
not?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
He's
I might have
afraid of
skipped
getting
a couple
called for
of
jury
elections. I voted. Yes, I voted in the last election.
Are you living in New Jersey? You have an election coming up, I think next week.
Yes,
correct?
and I will be voting.
Yes.
I will definitely be voting in the election
Okay.
on November 5th, whatever.
8.
Danielle,
Yeah.
do you seek out order or chaos? Which do you prefer?
Oh gosh, I think it's different all the time. Sometimes I like a little chaos because then when things slow down and it's not as chaotic, I complain. But sometimes I do like a little calm and a little order. Certain things in my life have to be in order or I'll freak out about them. But certain things I like a little crazy.
Okay. Scotty B,
Oh man,
what does love mean to you?
I'm
A
not.
hole in a teddy bear.
I knew it was going to come back.
Oh my God.
Buddy,
A hungry
Always comes
dog.
back to that.
I'm not. Shut up.
a
Froggy.
warm cantaloupe.
I'm not good at deep questions. I don't know. Love is all about being with someone that you care about, companionship, and doing things together, and being able to tolerate each other. That's all love, and having an aching heart when you're not with that person.
I
And
think
you know
that's a
that-
great answer, Scotty.
That's a good
I
answer.
do too. I think it's a great answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
Okay. Froggy,
Oh God.
do you believe there's an afterlife of any kind?
Yes.
Keep going.
No, I do.
What does it look
I-
like?
I don't believe that everything that we see here. I don't believe this is it. I don't know what it is, but I do believe something else happens, and so sometimes I do wonder how am I setting myself up for that next life? Like, am I doing the right things here to put me in the right spot there? But I don't know. But I do believe there is something else beyond where what all we see right here.
Good answer. Brody,
Yeah.
why do you think older people have a harder time grasping new ideas? Go.
People get set in their ways. You hit an age in your life when your favorite music is the music of your life, when the clothing you wear is the clothing of your life, and it's the same with technology. You at some point, all people, whether it's 70, 80, 90, they get to a point where they've learned enough, they feel like the way they learned it is great, and they don't have the tolerance or the mental capacity to learn new things and the desire to overcome that. So they just stop. That's why they wear the clothing from when they were 60 when they're 90.
Okay.
Is that
Makes sense.
Garrett.
no? You got to say something like, "Oh, that's interesting."
No,
There's no right or wrong answer.
Very interesting, Brody.
Oh, you told Scotty he nailed it. You're like, Froggy, that's really interesting. Okay, next person.
Maybe you didn't nail it. Did you ever think about that?
Well, I also would like you to tell me I didn't nail it. I'd like, something like a
No,
grunt.
I think that's a valid opinion. It's a very deep question.
It was a very, very fantastic answer.
It was.
Thank you, Uncle Elvis.
that we would have gotten a million
Had I
answers.
answered, I probably would have said something almost just like that.
Okay.
Oh, see, validation. I need that in my life.
Okay, now you got it.
Yeah.
Garrett.
How can I type Brody's answer?
You
I
can't.
mean,
can't.
It's impossible.
Thank you, Garrett.
We should stop now. Garrett, what's one thing you hope to never forget?
Never forget.
My answer.
The moment I turned around and saw my wife on our wedding day.
Oh, that's nice,
That's a good one.
Garrett.
Oh, I got a shitty old person
Wow,
question.
that's
That
so
was
much-
great, Garrett.
That's so much better than the answer I would have given. Holy shit.
What would you have said?
When the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady.
How about when you first had your child, the first time your
Like I
child
just
came
said,
into your life? Okay.
When the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Hey, my child was there.
That's right.
Does that count or no?
Okay, question for the entire room. What do you think about the current younger generation? Go.
Oh, man.
Kids these days.
I'm going to stick this one out.
I'll say what I think. From what I see, I'm somewhat encouraged. I mean, look, with every generation, you're going to have some pieces of shit. In my generation, maybe I am one of those. No, I'm encouraged. I think I see a lot of kids these days, a lot of people who are much younger than me, that have this outlook that I find refreshing and so different than when I was growing up, and I feel good. Okay, there's my answer.
Except for the ones that we had to tell not to eat Tide Pods. I'm worried about those people.
Right, well, you know.
Like I said, there's always going to be a shithead in
I
every
don't want to
every
be
crowd.
the get off my lawn guy, but here we go. I don't know. I just think that there's way too much sense of entitlement. Kids are all snowflakes these days. They're well insulated. They're entitled. They think that they could take a job and go from intern to CEO in 2 weeks. It just doesn't happen like that. You got to go work through the school of hard knocks. You got to pay your dues. And I know here I am. I'm sounding like an old man, but that's just my opinion because I came up. I'm a Gen Xer, and I feel like Gen Z, not millennials, but Gen Z. They're very far gone. Although I do like some of their thoughts, and they have these behaviors, and they have ways of thinking that we never thought. So I give them credit for that.
Scary. By the way, great compartmentalization for people. Now, something I want to tell you about you. When you and Danielle, especially you, first started with this show when you were kids, you were the same exact way.
I know.
You started your radio career at Z100 in New York. You didn't have to pay any dues. You went right to the top. And then you were very, very antsy when you weren't getting a raise every year. And because it all came so fast and so somewhat easy for you. But look, you've grown out of that. You got to understand that everyone's going to go through some sort of evolution. And yes, there are a bunch of whiners out there. I'm not saying that there aren't.
That's why I gave a disclaimer before I spoke, because I'm like, okay, someone's going to just shoot this down in a second.
But it was just funny and I'm being serious. I'm not trying to be sarcastic here. As you were describing the youth of today,
I was there.
I thought of you because that's exactly how
I
you
was
used
20.
to be.
Well, Danielle was 20. We was 20
But
years
you
old when we
also
started
and you
here.
also have to take this into account. There is so much more pressure on the youth of today than we were growing up. Social media, all these standards they have to live up to. Their depression, their anxiety is so much worse than ours ever was. It is a different world for kids now. My kids point it out to me all the time. They're like, Ma, you have no idea about blah, 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 blah. It's a different world that they're growing up in.
Imagine TikTok in the 90s.
Oh, God. How could you watch it? You'd have dial-up. It would take you an hour to watch one fucking TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, you'd watch the clock move.
That's a great question. Anybody else on that one?
I think we're out of time.
We are.
Nobody else want to chime in? I just put
That's
myself
it.
out
We're
there.
done.
Well, no, we're out
No,
of time.
I'm a snowflake. I got offended by everything you said.
Bye.
Bye.
See you, snowflakes.